Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is Kinema, and we're back. Yes, we're back. We're doing some more art. So, I'm back in a box. Things look a little bit different. You may notice that. And there's a reason. So, Digi and I was talking, and we decided to look into the Primitive Plus mod. Because they just came out with it. Made it an official mod, total conversion, yada yada yada. Set up the server. The mod's broken. It went from being, I guess, kind of a very highly popular mod, and then to a completely broken one. A lot of the stuff didn't work. I recorded like 4 or 5 episodes, and it just wasn't. It wasn't good. It I kept running into things that just didn't work. And plus, it was on the old update of Ark. Even though we were spawning in like the Pelagornis and the other things, we couldn't actually get saddles. We couldn't get the fishing poles. We couldn't get the stuff they newly introduced. So it kind of sucked. So as we were just sitting there talking, we mainly wanted. Is that lagging for y'all? We mainly wanted the building materials from it. So I've actually uploaded. Oop, not that. We decided to go ahead and make it a modded server. So because Ark building sucked, in order to get around it, we had to do a couple of corrected structures, and I've went on to Structures Plus, which if we look, that adds a whole bunch of these regular building materials just have an S plus and it's no, and this is actually truly no clip. If you look, there's part of a mountain sticking in our base right there. And yeah, the S plus doors automatically open when you get close to them, and automatically close. Hello. Don't even have to hit anything. So, what we decided to do is, since really recording these episodes don't have a lot of time, and our building materials take tons and tons of stuff to make, we have a few things. The XP's jacked up pretty high. We have the gather rate. Come out here, and where's the stone? That's the easiest things. Times 50. So, even for berries, you can see gather rate just from the one plant. We got all those berries. And then you may also notice I have another mod that does stacks. So, not everything seems to stack. I don't know what it is. If there's a cross between stacks that I previously had. Yeah, see, that stone's stacking up. Now, there are some very crazy mods out there that make things stack up to like 5,000 and only weigh like a pound. Cool. Yep, I have a coworker on here. He knows a lot about the different mods. He's been playing them for a while, so there's a couple things we've added. So I'll quickly go down the list. And this is a guy I tamed when I was doing the Primitive Plus. Since we have XP jacked up and other stuff, he's able to get up to 344. So he is definitely a beast. I'm 91. Should level up soon. I put in tons of points because I didn't know how many mods we would actually need, or how many points we need for some of the new mods. A lot of them actually didn't cost anything, so kind of glad they took that into account. Some of them did. There's a couple weapon mods or tool mods that I put in that does require quite a bit of engrams, but for the most part, a lot of it didn't. So if I add more mods in the future, I'm planning on looking at other stuff, maybe some other building or some things. We got the auto torches back, which I couldn't use in the Primitive Plus. That's what I had in the the last episode, y'all probably saw of Ark. So when it became nighttime, it would just automatically come on, kind of like these doors when you get close. Very cool. So but the main thing that I kind of wanted to do with this is look at a couple of different like build styles and go into some of these mods. Maybe add and remove, or maybe add. We'll see what the server can handle, and kind of talk about and actually have fun with Ark, with the building. The dinos are one thing. So, you know, a lot of the big thing is like with this game is you can tame dinos. Well, once you have them, that kind of gets old. You know, they're out there to do a job, and I like the way the game's set up, the graphics, the being able to build, even though this is a crappy building. A lot of this stuff kind of appeals to me because, you know, it's one of the main things I kind of loved about Minecraft. But as far as the building mechanic and the PvP, the combat, a lot of that stuff didn't apply to me. I dealt with it because I liked the other aspects for building. So I'm going to try it in this game. So yeah, as you can see, we do have quite a bit of stuff smelting up and other things. I didn't do much. I just gathered a bunch of resources. If you look at my bird, he's got 5,000 weight. He's got 3,000 on him. I'm like sitting at like 1,500 or 1,600 weight. I'm going to pump the rest of my levels into weight so I can actually carry a lot of stuff too. And that's mainly just for building. You know, to get supplies. Now, there's a couple things. You can see this stacks up to 50 instead of 20. So yeah, this is 500 instead of 200. So we do have that going for us. Now, the mods I actually put in here, and I'll kind of quickly run through them, just so if anyone's watching and is curious, and I'll try to kind of go into different mods, or like how to do different mods in different parts of the series. So we have all of the basic vanilla Ark stuff, and it has been upgraded. So we do have the fishing rod that was newly implemented. We do have the I don't remember what level it is, but the Pelagornis saddle, which is somewhere, which I'm excited about. With our rates, I really like the look of those birds, actually. So with our rates jacked up, or at least leveling and XP jacked up, we should be able to get the Pelagornis. There we go. Oh, should be able to get one of those that is actually pretty fast. I kind of want to get one. You know, I got my Argent, which is my workhorse. I kind of want to get, you know, Pelagornis set up that he's not gonna like really have to worry about fighting. I'll just pump some stamina and do some exploring. Maybe make him pretty quick, and then I can always land on the water and stuff too. Nice thing about those. The Allosaurus we can get. I'm really excited about getting one of those because those things actually look amazing. And we got the saddles to ride them. So this is all kind of the basic vanilla Ark stuff. And then once we get a little bit further down here, we get into the S crafting. So these things is what I've used to make this base, which is why the doors open. If we look at some of these, we can see we can actually pick them back up, like the walls and the other things. So if we misplace something, like, okay, I don't know if there was an S plus refining forge, but like the door, pick up. So if you misplace something, you can kind of just pick it up. We got that mod going for us, which helps with resources. So there's a lot of things. It looks like a lot of stuff is duplicated, but a lot of this stuff is just simply just the S plus building materials. It looks like most of the stuff is crafted the same way. So some of the stuff, like, I don't see when I look in my regular crafting, so it must be in this MIDI like some of the other materials. It's just like wood and stone that we can kind of craft. And then we have like the small plots. We can do like the fabricator. If we misplace it, we can pick it back up, place it again. And then like cables. So a lot of this stuff And then we get into the next mod, which I'm extremely excited about. We got, there's this blast furnace. So requires wood, thatch, yeah, and the steampunk workshop, steam workshop. Look at this stuff. Power coils. I'm not sure what all this stuff does, but I'm excited to find out. We do have to get into making copper. So everything in here is all copper base, copper, reinforced copper wall, copper pillar, automated sliding copper doors, all sorts of stuff. So basically this stuff gets into the very steampunk look. Chair, double chair, round table. We can do like a gazebo base, a gazebo frame, a gazebo top. There's also another top. Copper dino doors. I mean, look at this behemoth gate. It looks insane. So, very steampunk-ish things we can kind of do here, which I like. I think that some of the stuff looks very, very cool. Different statues and drill bits. I don't know if some of this stuff turns and rotates yet. That I'm hoping to kind of find out once we kind of get a little bit further into the mods. Then we have the construction yard. Massive machines. That may actually go. That looks. Here. Maybe later. So, yeah, dark stain counters and stuff. So then we kind of get into some of the medieval mods. So I didn't think this thing was actually working, but you make some of the pieces, from what I understand, from like the counters. So you build the counter and then you make things from that. For the tavern mod, there's a medieval tavern mod that actually looked pretty cool, like a lot of interior stuff. And then there's the blacksmithing table, which makes a lot of the medieval things. And then we can kind of go down to some of this other stuff: outdoor cooking pot, mason's forge. So some of the stuff, like some of the mods I added, it didn't add anything. And so from what I understand is actually you build the base thing for it to craft, and then all the pieces that you can craft is actually within those, which is pretty cool. So then we kind of get into some more of this stuff here, which is some of the other medieval mods. So we do have the auto torches. We have the auto torches with timer that some would just stay on, some actually will go on and off during night and day cycles, which is what I liked. And then we get into the castle mods. So I didn't know at the time, but apparently these castle, I guess you can kind of tell from it, is extremely, extremely large. So I do want to play around with this. It may be one of those things where we kind of do it. I don't know. I don't want to make like just this massive castle you can see from every single point in the map, but I do kind of want to try out this mod. So, and then we could still kind of do some of these, even if we don't build a castle, we could still use some of these interior components and stuff like that too. Castle well. So we're going to have a massive place with all these different workbenches and different things to try out. Vanilla Art Foundation. What is that for? Huh. From what I understand, some of these foundations for this castle stuff is like six, like the normal foundation is just 1 by 1. Some of these are like 6 by 6 and stuff. So it kind of suck. So we do have, I guess if you do like rounded curved tops and stuff, you do have like different platforms, some openings for like some of the cutouts for like the stairwells, armor racks. We got mystical garden decoration. So these royal foot chests, it looks like that has a 50 slot. That's 25 slots. There's some different chests and everything. So pretty excited about that. And then we can do a crafting station and get into these extra arc. And now this is extra arc 2, and it added quite a bit of stuff, which some of the things I'm kind of wooden shelf, wooden trim, some extra little detailed pieces. And I like these cabinets. you can it actually hang cabinets on the wall, and these provide storage. Now, how much storage, I'm not sure. I believe it did say in the mod description, but we'll see. So and we don't just have wood ones; we actually have metal ones, like small bolts and stuff too. So the nice thing I like about this is some of these have double door frames, so you can have like double doors. I'll probably stick with a lot of the S Plus doors because of the automatic opening, unless this does it too. And then this takes the stuff that is the same as the Behemoth gates, but just doesn't make them as tall. Just makes them kind of wide like a regular gate. So that's pretty exciting to me. So, and then they, of course, with the doors, you have the greenhouse ones and stuff too. And here's like the lockers and the wall vaults and different things like that. So probably a lot to make, but we'll see. And then it kind of gets into the middle, or the metal stuff, and then there's actually roof hatches, which I don't know, they could be a little buggy, I'm not sure. And then there's actually like wall freezers, wall AC units. So the next mod it kind of got into, which you can kind of see, very basic, hanging bridge. I'm not sure how these work, but I figured like if we wanted to do like a bridge from one island to another, without making it look tacky with a whole bunch of posts and different things, we could try out using some of these. So thought this would be interesting to at least test out. Could be pretty cool. Could be not so cool. I don't know. Does diners even fit on those, or is it just for yourself? That's something we'll have to play around with. And as you can see here, tons of new weapons and stuff. So you can actually make chitin picks. These are a little bit more durable than stone, but not quite as good as metal. I think these are like 50% from what the mod was saying, 50% more than the stone. This is better than the metal, and then of course crystal's better than the obsidian actually. So, but some of these things actually take a lot to make. And then this mixing table to make all these different types of poisons, sleep poisons. Basically, it's supposed to be pretty powerful. Yeah, I guess we'd have to, learn a few things for it. And then finally, we got fire arrows. And Disney and I just thought this would be fun to kind of play around with, set things on fire. See a screenshot of a flaming turtle. But that's all the mods I'm using so far. There's really only about 10 of them. I know it kind of looks like a lot. Like I said, we may add some more in the future. But for right now, we just stick them with that 10. So I chose a new place to stay. Open. One thing I've learned from playing the game so far is I was going to go. Where is it? I don't even. Oh, yeah, I don't. Started this character over, so I don't have a spyglass yet. But far, far in the distance, you can kind of see the island where we were. And then there's that, and then there's what we call Mustache Island. It has all the Carnos and stuff, which this map has been updated. I don't know if I've talked about that yet, but this map definitely has been updated with a few things. The maker of this map, the Mustache Island, where we were going to level up and where we'd get our T-Rexes and Argents and Carnos and stuff from. That also had the Sabertooth and the Scorpions. Basically, that island now actually has tons of like trees and foliage, and not just like the burning trees and everything too. So it's actually kind of annoying. I kind of liked it when there was just nothing on it except for the dinos. Then you didn't like keep running into things, but it's fine. It works. There's a couple other little islands that used to be almost looking bare, but it has a few more textures to it. There's a lot of like underwater grass now that didn't seem like it was there. They kind of added some textures. And the biggest thing is the redwood forest biome, which you can kind of see the big, rock formations that you can't actually fly up to. You hit the Visqueen is what people call it. before you get up there. But the redwood forest biome is pretty cool. So I was going to start out and build a base over in that area, but then I kept having to fly. Like if I wanted obsidian, I had to either go to the Batman Island area or Skull Island, depending on what you call it, or fly up here. And then looking for alphas, I know alphas kind of spawn all over, and it's random on depending on where some of the other stuff is. But the alphas are easily found on the Mustrash Island and the Lava Island. So, and I was extremely on the other side of the map for that. So I picked this place. This is its own island. It's got tons and tons of materials up here, which I'm not even going to get close to. That way all this stuff constantly respawns. I think probably the closest I'll get is probably this little ramp here. And then there's this little offshoot which has some material spawn. I don't know how close. I kind of like this as a building area with this view. I thought would looked pretty cool. Because even if I block some of these resources, we still have all of the resources up top there. And it is getting dark. It is getting extremely, extremely dark. Let's go back in our little shack. Open. Yeah. So I'm going to do a quick cut since it is getting dark. I'll wait a little bit to daytime, and then we'll be back. And we're back. So, where did we last left off? It was dark. It was dark. We couldn't see anything. And I was talking about mods. So for this main episode, kind of want to just go into it, kind of talk about what I've already talked about. Why didn't I end it? I don't know. But yeah, so this is actually going to be our new base location. It's a pretty cool island. Hopefully I'll get the island all to myself. There's a few other people playing on here. So I have my little box there. This is not a bad spot. Like I said, this is a pretty decent area to build here, even though it would take a lot of those resources up. But I kind of like how up, the main area up here that has all those tons of resources. This slope that kind of goes down, which we should pass our box. Yep, stop for poop. Continues on down the mountain. So we would be able to bring dinos. Now, doesn't leave much for a pin. And there are some overhangs, so I don't know about things falling on them or whatnot. But this does go all the way down. And then it's got this awesome land bridge here that goes over the river and over to these other islands. So, and the water's not too deep. We could probably take like a T-Rex or something to run across there if we wanted to do some hunting. So then we can kind of branch out into these areas too. And what all do we have around here? I don't know. Maybe we can pull back some Dodicks or some Ankies or something. What am I being followed by? All those Dillos. Okay. Well, here. Let's check out that one as well. So yeah, so we have that little land bridge is kind of cool. Fly under it. But this also, then I was like, okay, well, crap, it ends here. How are we going to actually get up here with dinos? Well, this part kind of loops around. And I was thinking I may, try to put, a gate or something there. But this loops around. There's this other area here that would kind of be like a cool little building lookout area over to the side of the cliff. and then we also have, it continues to go down here. So we could put up a lot of like little buildings and other things down this area, and you know, then it goes which way? I think it kind of goes starts sloping down in all directions back out to the shore. So we have a lot of this area to kind of play with here. So basically from all the way up top there, it's nice they made that gradual slope with random places to build and else, you know, and other things. So this is probably the coolest little, or the biggest like area up here to put a base, even though it would take over some of that some of the metal. With our resources moved up, I'm hoping that we would get enough metal and stuff from these areas up here, and then it would respawn by the time we needed more. So see, there's tons of crystal and metal and resources, and this kind of flies out. I would really like to actually build up here just for it being actually at the very top, but unfortunately at the top is where the best metal and stuff spawns. So you don't want to take it over. I guess I could fly. Is there anything up on these points? I don't think so. And I could build like a little outpost. You know, you'd have to fly up to it, of course. I could build like a little outpost up here that would be kind of cool. You know, hang out in. I thought about building on the floating island, but I don't know. I was kind of hesitant against it. It's a lot of things over there, but hopefully this actually sticks around for a while, doing the modded arc, and I think I'll like it. So far I already like it. So that is pretty much the island. And the more and more I think about it, I may just go ahead and take this area, completely wipe it out. I got my little safe shack up there, but try to start doing some building maybe in the next episode, a little bit, because I do need a workshop area. I do need an area where I can put down more forges, an area where I can put down some of the other, you know, the smithy, all the different crafting stuff, that blacksmith table to make some of the medieval parts, and just try to get a feel for how some of those mods work. You know, try to split things up a little in a way that I try to do like a mod or something. So you can't really do like an episode of mod, so I may try to do like a couple episodes per mod or something in building. But I don't want to just, you know, throw in. I need to figure out a nice kind of design. And what I would really like to do is up here, since it is at one of the higher points of the mountain. And ooh, that is bright. But look at that. Just beautiful. Beautiful. What I'd like to do here is I'd actually probably go with this steampunk theme. So maybe that is what we kind of get into next, and get into some of that cool look and feel of that, because being as high up here on the mountain, that seems like it would be fitting for it. And have a couple of different buildings, smaller buildings, with the different forges and things. But I'm going to go ahead and quit talking. This is probably going on about 30 minutes now between my first clip. So hopefully you enjoyed this particular episode of Ark. Let me know what you think about the modded stuff down in the comments. And yeah, so not that I didn't like the last series, but we wanted something different, something with more building potential, and I think this is definitely going to do it. So thanks for watching, everybody. This has been Kinema, and I'll talk to you later. Goodbye. Are you waving? Just swinging your head back and forth? Yep.